share to your group. It is June, correct? All right, I've hit live. 1 second. Okay, this song is not exciting, isn't it? We're live, guys. We are live. So I was gonna start this whole presentation with this super exciting song. And I feel like we need to slow dance now, right? All right, let me shut down that song and let's kick off this party, because that's what it is, you guys. This is a coach sneak peek party. My name is Cristina Delgado, and I will be one of your hosts tonight, not all. You're gonna hear tonight from some incredible women who said yes to this opportunity. What's cool is that you're not only gonna hear from coaches that have been in the business for a really long time. You're going to hear from us and from Monica, who we've been in the business for quite a while, but you're going to hear from newer coaches in the business so that you can gain perspective as to what it's going to be like for you coming on board to this opportunity, whether you are joining Diesel Nation or you are joining Team Drop the Cookie, who is led by my success partner, Liz Harty. Liz apologizes she couldn't be on the call tonight, and when she told me, Chris, I cannot make it tonight, is it okay? I said, family first, babe. You do you, we'll take care of it. And that's one of the coolest aspects of this opportunity, is that we have each other's back. This is one where, you work on your schedule, and if the kids are sick, if you're sick, I know Jesse's fighting through some food poisoning today, but look at her, she's here looking fabulous. Marley today, my daughter, woke up with strep throat, and guess what? Jessie was able to take care of herself today, and I was able to take Marley to the doctor on our time. So really cool aspect of this business is that you really do set your hours. But before I, put the cart before the horse with the presentation tonight, let me introduce myself and let me introduce Liz. Like I said, my name is Cristina Delgado, and I am the co-founder of an incredible team called Diesel Nation. I say co-founder because I went into business with my big sister, Becky Brose, and that was almost 7 years ago. I like to refer to myself as a dinosaur in the business, even though our network is still a baby in terms of how long it's been in existence. I feel sometimes when I talk to Amanda and Jesse and Jessica that I'm like the old lady in the room. I don't know. But what's cool is that this opportunity is for everybody. And it was for me 7 years ago when my sister, who I watched get in incredible shape with P90X and then Insanity. Some people are like, what? I only know about the 21-day fix. Well, back when we had a program called P90X, I'm sure you've heard of it, as well as Shanti's Insanity. And my sister, who was a mom of two, running a very successful career in construction, got into shape. She was able to, get back into her bathing suit, get back her confidence at home with her babies. And I watched this happen all the while. I'm a practicing attorney trying to make it. I'm literally three years out of law school when Becky became a Beachbody customer, and I watched her. Most like a lot of people are probably going to be watching you once you become a coach. And I watched her, and something happened when I was pregnant with my son, my second baby, where I said, why not me? Why can't I feel good about myself? Why can't I be happy in the skin that I'm in? Why can't I have the energy that she does? And so something kind of clicked in my head, and I said, I want that too. And so when the business opportunity presented to her, she said, I don't know what this shake is. All I know is P90X and Insanity, but there's this shake that Beachbody sells, and I want you to be my guinea pig. So drink the shake. And way back then, we only had 2 flavors. It was greenberry and chocolate. Now we have like 8 or 9, guys? I don't know, it's crazy. But we had 2 flavors, and I don't like chocolate. I'm one of those weird people that just doesn't like chocolate. So I had to drink this green shake, and I make fun of that all the time. But I was so committed to doing this, to getting in shape, to getting healthy, to feeling good about myself again, that I said, I'm doing it and I'm going to do it every single day. Well, that little green shake, and you can ask Monica, who watched this whole process unfolds because we worked together, and just completely changed my life, my body, my energy, everything. And so when Becky said, hey, you can sign up for the discount and become a coach and get 25% off, I said, hell yeah, I'm totally in. I like to save money. I don't know about you. It was one of the things that, you know, when you're a baby lawyer, not making too much money, and, you know, the economy had just taken a dump and we were up to here in debt, and it was like the world was crashing in on us. Every little bit helps. I think for anybody, any little bit helps. And so I signed up for the discount with absolutely no intention of working this business. I had all the preconceived notions of network marketing. I'm going to talk to you about those later on in the call. You're going to hear a lot from me tonight. But you know, I thought it was you know, scammy. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. I thought I didn't have the time. I thought, you know, only people that got in early could be successful. I mean, you know, one after the other, after the other, after the other, I had convinced myself that this opportunity was not for me. The products were absolutely hook, line, and sinker. I loved Shakeology, and I knew, because I've watched now a couple of people get into shape with P90X Insanity, Turbo Jam, and all those early programs, that it worked, but the business was not for me. I'll just spare you the boring details, but I went to an event and I just, like, my eyes were like this, like literally popped out of my head with possibility, with hope, with there can be more to life. There could be difference. There, we could get out of debt. I don't know. It's just something happened to me that day. Maybe it'll happen to you tonight. That's my hope. But something happened and I said, why not? Like, everybody's asking me how I had lost 60 pounds by drinking Shakeology and working out at home. Why not just start sharing this with other people? Luckily, Monica was one who agreed to follow in that path. But I said, why not? I learned a little bit about the business, and so my business started. Now, 7 years into the business, we've had wild success. Our team, Diesel Nation, is now about 15,000 coaches strong. My sister and I have both accomplished becoming a superstar diamond, which is the highest rank that you can achieve in the business. Both of us are million club members, meaning you've accumulated at least $1 million worth of earnings as a coach. I am a member of the Coach Advisory Board, and I serve as a liaison between the network and the coaches and the executives, so between the coaches and the executives to, you know, kind of forge the path of our future and make important decisions, because this is a real business, you guys. It is one that is not only very impactful in how you can earn an income, whether part-time or full-time, but it is one that can literally revolutionize your life in health and fitness, in community and support, in so many ways. And I think you're going to hear a lot about that tonight, which is the key to this. So one thing I do ask you to do tonight is erase for at least the next hour any doubt, fear, preconceived notion, thoughts, negative thoughts, maybe what you've discussed with someone else about this business or any kind of network marketing business. Erase that from your head and allow yourself for an hour to just dream a little bit, to dream of what could be different in your life, whether it's 6 months from now, a year from now, or even 5 years from now, if you said yes to this opportunity and do the things that these amazing women are going to share with you tonight. Do the things that I did 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, etc. I want you to just dream, think about the possibilities for you and for your family, whether it's going on that vacation, whether it's getting out of debt, whether it's doing whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's just getting in physical shape and getting healthy. I mean, because that's how cool this opportunity is. It's not, I was just talking to someone who hopefully is going to watch this video, and I said it's not mutually exclusive, meaning you don't get one or the other, right? You don't get coaching and you don't get fitness. No, you get both of them, right? It's the marriage of being healthy, being fit, drinking Shakeology, being part of a challenge group, and also having the opportunity, right? The opportunity to share it with other people and make an income in return, right? And Monica's going to talk to you about how you earn that income. But so that's kind of my story. I could talk for 3 hours. Likely you've already realized that I love this opportunity with all my heart. These are my favorite calls to do. Every time I hear stories like from Amanda, from Jessie, from Monica, from Jess, I get fired up because it's real, you guys. It is powerful and it's alive, and it is a great time to be a coach. My success partner, Liz, who's the founder of Team Drop the Cookie, who actually sponsored Jessie and Jessica, she came into the business 5 years ago, so she's a little bit newer than me. Not so much of a dinosaur, but she's more of a spring chicken in the business. Liz is amazing. I really wish she could have been on this call tonight, but she is also a superstar diamond. She is also part of the Million Club. Her success actually was even more accelerated than mine. She went from being 50 pounds overweight to literally having like the perfect physique, getting into amazing shape. She now has 2 babies. She has Jack, who's 2, and she just had Marie, who's about 3.5 months now. And the plans that her and her husband have for their future just astound me. They are professional vacationers. That's a term. Look it up. They spend about 9 weeks out of the year vacationing because of this opportunity. And this is coming from someone who worked at a corporate office, working that 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 lifestyle, whose husband, Michael, was an actuary and was able to leave that job. If you don't know what an actuary is, he's just a smart guy. Like, Google it. They are like the smartest human beings, making a great salary. Because of their Beachbody business. Michael and Liz are both home raising their son, Jack, and their daughter, Marie. It's an amazing story. And I think you're going to hear Liz through Jessica and Jessie tonight. So I'm really excited about that. She is here in spirit, and we are going to do her proud by sharing the story of Team Drop the Cookie through Jessie and Jessica. So without further ado, I want to pull up, I'm going to do a screen share. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to pull up a presentation. Of course, now I can't find it. Here it is. I'm going to do a very, very brief presentation on what we do as coaches. So let me come up. There we go. Hold on, because now I can't see you guys. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it's doing this. Can you guys see that? Yeah? Okay. Sorry. Hey, this is real life, right? I just couldn't see you guys. All right, so some key components of coaching. I think it's important when we have a presentation like this that we not only share our success stories, but that you get to kind of see the day of the life of a coach, right? So that you can see how you can fit this opportunity into your life. Because I bet many of you have this fear in your head that you just don't have time. And trust me, I get it, because when I started this business, I was a practicing attorney with 2 infants at home. Like, my daughter was 2, she was a toddler, and I had a 4-month-old when I became a coach. So when you talk about time, trust me, I know how you feel, because that was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to grow this business. When I realized that Beachbody was simply a new way of life, that's when I think I kind of embraced more of the opportunity and realized that I was just going to let my goals grow with time, right? I was going to have a clear vision of what I wanted, but I was going to fit this opportunity into my life. I wasn't going to make it my life. And I think if you understand that concept, you will see that even though we have the same 24 hours a day, if you have a strong and powerful reason to do this, right? You have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish, what change you want to accomplish in your life, that you will just fit it in. You will make it a part of your life. I love everybody nodding their head. That makes me feel good. So what do we do as coaches? Number one, and I always tell this to all my new coaches, is your first priority is you. You have to be the priority. Your personal transformation and passion for our products has to be paramount in this journey, right? Because what you're going to do is then share that journey on social media. And when you can build trust because you are on this journey, you are not perfect, nor do you have to be. You don't have to be a nutritionist or a personal trainer or any of that. Like, I'm not that. I think maybe Jessie is. I'm not sure. She could talk about that. But like, I'm not. Monica's not. All we did was kind of fall in love with Shakeology and fall in love with our fitness programs, get results, and then share that, right? We also get to talk to people about what we do, kind of like we're doing tonight, right? It's part of the gig. We share on social media, and we ask people to join our challenge groups. We connect their needs to our solution, and our solution usually involves right now the All Access Challenge Pack that comes with Shakeology. I'm going to talk to you about that later, but that encompasses everything that they will need to live a healthy lifestyle, right? For your customers to live a healthy lifestyle. We help people fall in love with the products and our community, right? Through our challenge groups. And we have a challenge tracker app. It's an app that you plug into your phone, and you can log your workouts, you can log your Shakeology, and that's how we create that community of support, which I think is key, right? Most people come to Beachbody as a last resort, right? You know, I've tried everything, and you know, if I could see you guys, I'm sure if I would say, raise your hand if you've tried a million things to lose weight. I think all of us would be like, yes, ma'am. You know, I've done pills, potions, crazy diets, crazy cleanses. I mean, everything. And what I realized that in order to have long, sustainable results, you have to be on a long, sustainable journey. And that's what Beachbody provides. And so that's what we try to do with our customers in our challenge groups, is really create this concept of lifelong health transformation. And then what we do is we host events like this, and we explain what we do as coaches. And if they decide to join, bam, we start building a team. How we do it: we commit to a fitness and nutrition program. We commit to working our business for 30 to 60 minutes a day. This is kind of fluid. Some newer coaches don't work as long as that. Some, like I do at this point, I'm sure all the ladies on this call work longer than 60 minutes on our business. That is a very personal decision based on your goals. We share consistently on social media, right? 3 to 5 times a day. We post on Facebook. We share on Instagram. One coach that I'm friends with, he's a top leader in our company, says that he gets paid to play on Facebook and Instagram all day. And I thought that was an interesting thing, right? That we get to talk to people on social media, and we get to post and kind of share our lifestyle. And that's how we attract people to us. We connect and invite. I mean, all these concepts, you guys, you'll see it in our training. So don't get too overwhelmed with some of these things. But it's basically building relationships with people, both through your social media posts and also behind the scenes. I know when I started my business, most of my business started with my closest family, my closest friends, coworkers like Monica. So it starts there, and then you kind of start branching out. One thing that's critically important in our business is this concept of personal development. It's really important. What I love to say about this opportunity is it's like a volunteer army, right? Like today, you can decide to say no. Do I hope that you say no? Absolutely not. I want you to say yes. But you can go on with your life, right? You can decide not to join, and that's fine. You can go on, go to work, do your thing. But if you say yes, then think the possibilities can be really endless. However, you need to strengthen your mindset, right? Because life is going to happen. You're going to have work stuff. You're going to have kid stuff. You're going to have just life events that are going to throw wrenches in your desire to grow this business. So what we do is we teach you to strengthen your mindset so that you can continue forging through and build that life that you've always dreamed of. And then we show up every single day to our business because we are independent business owners. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, both on Diesel Nation and on Team Drop the Cookie. Whoever you join tonight, obviously make this very clear from the beginning. Whoever invited you to this group, that is your coach. That is who you will go to after this call to discuss, whether you're going to sign up as a customer, sign up as a coach, and all that jazz. So we have on both teams, in fact, just last month we did our first joint training, but we have the tools to help you succeed. We host new coach trainings, we host calls, we have the scripts and resources to help you understand the art of communication with people. And clearly we have support through our team pages on social media, on Facebook, and we help you succeed because at the end of the day, as your coach, right, whoever it is that sponsors you into this business is now invested in your success. So we're going to do as much as possible to help you succeed. And I will tell you that when I started this business, we didn't know what we were doing. Like, we had no clue. And over the course of the last 7 years, in our case, 5 years, in Liz's case, we've developed the systems to help people be successful faster. What's the secret sauce? Well, we call it Success Club. Help at least 3 people each month, right? This is a term of art that we use in Team Beachbody, in our team. Success Club means that you've at least helped 3 people each month. That's kind of the minimum marker of success, right? It means you are growing your business each and every single month. And if you do that and do it consistently, not only will you cover your costs, but you will also start gaining profits, right? And I'm not going to get too much in how we earn, but really Success Club is one of those things that we like to say is one of the key components to building your business and helping change lives, which at the end of the day is why we do this. And lastly, we just wash, rinse, and repeat that process over and over again. And that is how we grow our Team Beachbody businesses. So now I'm going to turn it over. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk. I'm going to toss it over to Monica Lopez, who's not only going to introduce herself, but also share on how we earn.
Hello, guys. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Really honored to be invited to speak tonight because it was calls like this that really changed my mindset when it came to the business. It was hearing, the lifers in the business when I started and hearing their journey. I mean, there's never been a story I have not heard that hasn't just sparked, something within me to say, this is real. This is something that can really change my life. So before I get into how we earn this business, let me tell you a little bit more about me. My name is Monica Lopez, married to Johan Lopez. We've been together for about, I think we're going on 14 years. I lost track already. I know, 14 years. We've got 3 beautiful children, Jason, who's about to turn 11, Jackson, who's about to turn 7, and then Mia, who is 4 years old. You guys heard from Christina that I got introduced to this business, or let's actually rewind that, even the fitness aspect of Beachbody, because of her. She was my boss at the office, and she was the person that I saw walking around with an extra pep in her step after having a kid only 3 or 4 months before I had my second kid. And I'm like, how is she losing weight? Why is she so happy? And why doesn't she have matching bags in her eyes like I do? She's doing something right. I'm clearly doing something really wrong. But before that, magical moment that I, went to Christina for advice on what to do, I kind of think back all the time at the small things in my life that led me to being open to what she had to say, led me to being open to the idea of first and foremost committing to myself through health and nutrition at home, right? Because most people think I can't do it. I'm not motivated enough. I could barely get myself to take a shower some days. How am I going to get myself to do these workouts? And how am I going to get myself to be dedicated to a home workout program? And so, I felt that way too, but there were things in my life that I think led me to being open to the idea of it all. And I think it started with being, overweight as a child. I was really overweight. I struggled a lot with my self-confidence growing up. I was bullied in school. These teeth, they weren't like this growing up. I had like Bugs Bunny teeth, and thank God, I had orthodontist visits to help with that. But that, added to the weight that I had as a child, it was not easy. And it was something that always stuck with me. It was a self-confidence issue growing up. And that's where around the age of 13 or 14, I discovered fitness. I discovered that I was in control of this, and it changed my life. So I never, I never looked at fitness and said, took it for granted. I understood the power that it gave someone from the inside out. So that was one aspect of my life. The second aspect is that I became a mother very young. I had all these dreams and aspirations of becoming an attorney. And I had worked really hard. I had graduated early. I had, studied for the LSATs. I was going to school, getting my degree, and then I got pregnant. And life just threw me for a loop. And, I was raised by a very strong woman. My mom is so independent. She owns multiple businesses. I've seen her, hustle. I mean, she is the definition of hustle. And so when I got pregnant, I said to myself, no big deal. All right, I got this. There's plenty of women that get out there, they raise families and they have careers. I can too. And so I thought to myself, I was going to do it all. But I learned a lesson really, really soon after having my first child, Jason. I was 21 years old. He was about 9 months old. And I was out of the house, bartending at night, working as a receptionist in the morning, and then fitting in my class schedule throughout there to finish up my degree so that I could start with law school. And I'll never forget that I came home one day. He was about 9 months old. I came home one day really late, driving. It was like an hour and a half commute to get to and from the school, the campus that I was at. And when I went to go get my son, I went to go grab him from my mother-in-law. He turned around, he screamed, and he threw himself back at her. He wanted nothing to do with me. And that moment, that was something that just right there scarred me. And just, it was a real, it was something that taught me so much in that very second. Because I realized that, yes, can we have a family and can we chase careers? We can. But sometimes it comes at the expense of one for the other. And that's what was happening to me. I was out there and I was doing everything for him and for my husband and for our future family, but it was costing me them almost, And I realized that these were moments I wasn't going to get back. It was then that I made the decision, my husband and I said, you know what, law school is just not going to happen. And I settled for going back to that law office where I was a receptionist. And little by little, I worked my way up. I asked someone, hey, can you teach me? I would love to be a legal assistant one day. They thankfully took me under their wing, and I did that part-time because they only gave me a part-time gig. It was only 2 attorneys. But they taught me everything I needed to know. I was a file clerk at the same time. I was still bartending at night. But I had that hustle in me, that fire in me. I knew that I wanted to be the best that I could be. And within every firm that I had ever worked at, I had always reached the highest possible position that I could have without actually having that law degree. So that was like another turning point for me. And I share those 2 stories because when Christina presented me first and foremost with the fitness aspect of Beachbody, I had instilled in me already the self-accountability. I was like, okay, I can't get to the gym anymore. I've got 2, at that time it was already 2 kids. I've got 2 kids, one's 4 years old, one's a newborn. It's not going to happen for me. It's hard enough to get babysitting as it is. Now with 2, it's just impossible. I need to do this because I need to stop feeling so bad about myself. I wanted to be that, peppy step redhead that kept passing by my desk every day. I'm like, she's doing something right. Let me figure it out. And so when she handed me my program, and to be honest with you, I did the program first. I don't know if it's like any of you guys watching. I did the program first. I said, I don't need that shake. No, I don't need that. I just need the workout. And we both did Insanity Asylum at the same time. We kind of did the challenge together. She kept kicking more ass and had better results. And I was still here like frumpy. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, it's the shake. I told you. And I just wouldn't believe her. And she even bullied me one day. She's like, listen. And she dropped the bag on my desk. And she's like, drink this. It's on me. I'm just telling you that this is, the missing factor. And I was like, I'm going to prove her wrong. I'm going to drink this whole damn thing and show her it doesn't work. Well, here we are almost 7 years later, and I'm still trying to prove her wrong. it changed everything for me. It really changed everything for me. And I think that because I had that instilled in me as a child, and I knew the importance of fitness, and I knew that I didn't want to turn into, if I had figured it out as a teenager and a young adult, that health and nutrition was so important, how was I going to let it go as a mother when I have these kids now watching me, you know? So it was really important to me. So that was one aspect. But then, you know, the business fell in my lap. She introduced it to me. I didn't quite understand it, guys. If you would have told me at one point, I'd be sitting here. I mean, I call myself the PJ CEO. I work this business most of the time in PJs and from home, from the comfort of my home, or while I'm running around with the kids. If you would have told me I'd be doing this, I would have never believed you. I would have laughed at you. I had worked so hard in the firms that I had worked at that I was like, I would never throw that away, because to me, it was so prestigious to have the positions I had. It was the best possible positions I could have with everything I had done in my life. And I think that when Christina presented the business to me and I started to work it and things started to just kind of fall into place, it's because I had that hustle instilled in me that I took this opportunity when I needed to, when it was the right time in my life, and I ran with it. And I'm going to quickly tell you what that turning point was, because maybe you're listening to this call right now and there's something in your life that now brought you from this fitness and nutrition aspect of Beachbody to now saying, I think I need this business. Like, my family needs something right now. And I don't want it's anything that I do to take me away from them. I don't want to be out in the streets doing it, but something's got to give. Like, I need to bridge this gap in my life, because that's exactly what happened to me, guys. I had my third baby. I got pregnant with my third child, Mia. And, you know, in my head, I was already working this business kind of like on a part-time basis. And I told myself, you know what? No problem. I'm pregnant. I'm going to show the world you're not handicapped when you're pregnant. I'm going to work this business throughout my whole pregnancy. And then once I pop the kid out, I'm going to show you how to get in shape using Shakeology and Beachbody programs. I had it all figured out, right? But life threw a huge wrench at us. When Mia was born, it was about, I would say, 4 to 6 weeks of her being born. I noticed something was really off about my daughter every single time she cried. She would get like right over here above her eye would turn black and blue, and it just didn't look right. And you know, you guys know, if you're a parent out there, baby number 1, like that millisecond, you're dashing to the pediatrician, right? Kid number 2, you're like, we'll give it a day or 2 and see how it, you know, you're on the phone calling the pediatrician. By kid number 3, you're like almost like asking them to take care of themselves. I didn't rush to the doctor because I thought, clear, you know, clogged tear duct, I got this. But the very next morning when I woke up and it was actually worse than better, I looked at my husband, I was like, something is wrong. We took her in, and I'll never forget the pediatrician taking a look at her and looked at me and said, Mom, now I want you to get her and I want you to take her straight to Miami Children's. I have already called Dr. Duarte, which is like a specialist at Miami Children's Hospital. She's the doctor I want you to see because I believe your daughter has a hemangioma, which is a blood tumor, benign, but a tumor nonetheless. But the problem with your daughter's is that it's pushing her eye out of the socket. I could already see its growth is so rapid and it's happening fast. You need to go because hers is internal versus a lot of babies have them externally. We get to the hospital, they do all the ultrasounds, they do, you know, put her down for MRIs and all that good stuff. And yes, it turns out it is this hemangioma. It is this tumor. And in Mia's case, it was intertwined in all of her eye muscles. It was indeed pushing her eye out of its socket already. And they were looking at me. And now, if you guys seen my family pictures, I've got these dark brown eyes. All of my family has dark brown eyes. My husband. My mom is the only blonde and blue-eyed in our family. And none of us got it, right? 3 sisters, none of us got the eyes. My daughter, Mia, has the clearest baby blue eyes ever. So I had this baby blue-eyed, you know, month-old baby. And here I am hearing that she's about to lose her eye. Surgery was out of the question. Surgery was out of the question because of the muscles, and she'd right away be blind to that eye. So the only thing they did was give her an experimental drug. They looked at me and said, we're going to give her this experimental drug, and it's not for sure, but you have to come in once a week so that we can administer it because she's so little and it could cause her to have some heart and blood issues. Long story short is that this was the turning point in my life where, as a mom, I had finally been able to take one of my maternity leaves, because with Jason and Jackson, I was not able to. I went right back to work after having them, and as soon as my C-section scar healed. With Mia, I was like, I got these 3 months home with my baby girl, and I was going to work my business and show everybody what this, the fitness could do. But I wasn't. I was stuck in a hospital those whole 3 months. And after those 3 months, because Mia's treatment lasted 6 months, I would have to go back to work. And that's when I started, it's the pressure of my job. I get it. It was a law firm that needed me to be in my position. But now I was a mom with her back against the wall, sending now my mom, my sister, my friends, my husband to fill my shoes at those appointments. And it felt so helpless to be in my cubicle, hearing on the other end the baby screaming and crying, throwing a fit. And God forbid that day was going to be the day she was going to have the adverse reaction that I had been told could happen. It sucked, guys. But it was my pain. It was my mess that I had to turn around and create into something. It was the fire within me that said, you know what? That's when I looked at Beachbody in a whole other light, And so I want you to think about that with my story. I'd love for you to think about what brought you here. And really open your minds, open your hearts to the possibility of what Beachbody can do for you and your family, because I am proof that it can change your life in a big way. It changed my life in a big way. And I realized that there were so many things about me that even when I never became that attorney, I felt like a failure for so long. I really do, honestly, with all my heart, believe I was simply being redirected to my true calling and to what really fills me in a deeper level. All right, so that's my story in a nutshell. Thank you for listening to that. But what I do want you to notice is that throughout my journey, I kind of hit every level. We like to call them levels of coaching. It's not any technical term, but it's kind of like where Christina and I and Becky, whenever we would talk about the business, we kind of label the kinds of coaches that come into our business. I started out as what we call the discount coach, right? At first, I just became a coach to get the 25% discount on my Shakeology and my programs. But then it quickly became a hobby coach when I realized, okay, I'm getting fit, people are asking, and I started sharing it with others. And like I told you, then I became pregnant, and I thought, no problem, to keep showing people how amazing the workouts are and Shakeology is. And then when the issue happened with Mia, I became a full-on business builder. So wherever you land today in that spectrum, it's okay. There's no right or wrong. But what I do want to share with you is the ways to earn this business, because it's important that you know that they exist. They exist. And if you don't know about them, then you have no idea where it is that you really want to take your business that you're about to start. So there are many ways to earn in the Beachbody business, but there are 4 main ways. The first one that most people know about is the commission-based business. That's anything that you, and I hate to say sell, because I don't feel like I sell to anyone, but what I do feel is that I inspire someone to get started. So when I inspire someone to get started, that's the beginning of my job, and then I mentor them and lead them from there forward. But when I do that, I earn 25% of whatever they purchase, okay? Whether that's Shakeology, whether that's a Beachbody program, or whether that's the supplements that we have. I mean, we have so much to offer. But now the challenge packs came out. Back then, I'm kind of a dinosaur like Christina. We've been around for 6 and 7 years. Back when we were around, there were no challenge packs. And we realized there was a gap. People were kind of doing what Monica Lopez did, where she thought she could work out until she was blue in the face, and she didn't need Shakeology, and she didn't need to follow a nutrition plan. And when that happened, she wasn't getting the optimum results. And then you had people that thought they were going to drink Shakeology, which is a magic potion like Christina talked about, and just magically lose 50 pounds just because they drank a shake once a day but still ate pizza every day. Wasn't going to happen. So Beachbody created the challenge pack. They put Bridge together, and they made this pack where you're getting all the right tools, right? You're not cutting any corners, and you're doing all 3 components, which is fitness, nutrition, and Shakeology. And by doing that, this is what I love most about Beachbody. They lose in the front end of that, right? Because they now give coaches 30% commission on those purchases of challenge packs. And the customer, they give them a giant discount, sometimes $50, $60, $80 off the whole pack, because they bundled and they didn't cut corners. So commission-based business can be either 25% of Shakeology or anything anybody buys from you that you inspire them to get started, or 30% if you get them started right with all the tools to go, All right. That's the first main way to earn. And that's the one most people know about. And if you're a hobby coach, that's probably where you live because you're just out there, working on you while you help others work on themselves. The second is residual based business. And this is the income that comes in when now you begin to build a team of coaches doing what you're doing. Okay. And that's you guys on this call tonight. We're hoping to add you to our teams. And the residual based business is, there's a calculation on how to earn it, but basically you earn points, volume points, and those points then turn into money, bonuses, what we call team volume bonuses. If you're looking at this business and you're saying, okay, well, either you want to be a full-blown business builder and you really want to make this one day your career, your own business that you can do from home and retire yourself from your job, then this is where you really want to focus on. Because Beachbody is not about sell to as many people as you can, get them to buy the product, and then walk away and go find some more people to sell to. We talked about Success Club. Christina talked about it. She touched on it. 3 people a month. That is your first benchmark to hit because that's what you could probably take on and really dive in and help these people. But if you think about that, only 3 people a month, you're not going to really see that, that $200 to $500 to $1,000 paycheck that most people are dreaming of in this business in just commissions. This is where you got to get out there and build an army, a team of people that are out there fighting the good fight with you, okay? So residual income, that is basically the income while you sleep, the income earned by you and now the team of coaches that you're building. The third main way to earn is now matching bonuses. And that's when your team of coaches who are earning team value bonuses, you get 10% cut as their sponsor because you are mentoring them through the business. And the last way is what we call quarterly bonuses. And this is basically the 2% of the entire company's profit revenue each quarter is then split up. The top 2% is then split up to coaches within the network, and it's all rank based. Depending on what rank you are in the business is what cut you will get. That bonus can range anywhere between $800 to $50,000, just depends on your rank. But those are the 4 main ways: commission-based business, residual, matching, and quarterly bonuses. One more factor I want to throw out there is that we get paid weekly. So that's probably why you see all Beachbody coaches really happy on a Thursday. It's not only when we rank advance and the week rolls over, but it's also when we are paid and we get direct deposit on all of our payments. I am going to throw out the income disclaimer because I think that it's a really important factor, is that there's no guarantee to your income. And there's also no right or wrong answer. Where you want to take your business, you can go. But it does take hustle. It does take working hard, and it is something that is not guaranteed. It is something that where you decide to take your business is where it'll go. What you put into it is where it will grow to. So with that being said, I'm out, guys. I'll pass it back to Christina.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for sharing your story and for explaining really well how we earn our incomes in this business. And as a lawyer, I appreciate that you threw in the income disclaimer at the end there. I literally unmuted so that I could do it, and then you did it, and I was like, okay, mute again. She got it. So thank you very much. That was very, very good. So now I have the privilege of introducing Amanda Sobel, who joined as a coach about 1 year and 8 months ago. She's going to share her story, but she is just a light in our team. She is a member of Diesel Nation. Her sponsor is Jeanette Maceda. Amanda is one of those coaches who, in a very short time, has really done well in her business. And so we wanted to invite her on, just like Jesse and Jessica, to share that, yes, you can be successful now, right? It doesn't have to only be reserved for the people that, came into the business, years ago. No. We have coaches absolutely killing it in their businesses now. And she is actually a 1-star diamond coach who is one of the top ranked coaches in our entire organization. So I thought I'd throw that out there because I'm so proud of that. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Miss Amanda.
Hey guys. So that was awesome to follow up and follow after Monica. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how I got into coaching and how this whole world came about. and why I kind of took this business on from the front. I didn't anticipate becoming a coach and treating it like a business. It was more a hobby for me when I started. But to tell you guys a little bit about myself, I live in Clearwater, Florida with my husband of about 1.5 years and our 3 dogs. So we are not real parents yet. We are fur parents. So I am embracing that moment in life. And I really came into the whole Beachbody world about 2 years ago when I was coming up to my 28th birthday, which my 30th birthday is just 6 days away. So that birthday, I took a trip to Disney World and I saw a picture of myself and I was like, I don't really look like that. Like, that can't be a reality. So a whole world of stress eating and dealing with a really horrible job that I didn't enjoy was catching up to me. So to fast forward how I got started in fitness and kind of where this whole Beachbody world came about, I was living in Alabama, finishing my master's degree at Auburn, and I was teaching barre classes. I taught barre classes as my outlet. That was my enjoyment. I enjoyed getting the free classes. I enjoyed the extra money on the side. And after I finished my master's degree, I decided to take a totally different route, leave education, leave my world of working for student affairs in a university, and manage a fitness studio with a girlfriend. So teaching barre led to me relocating to Florida and finding my love of my life online and staying here forever. So teaching classes all day, being at a studio and having that physical demand on my body the entire week, teaching 20 plus classes just to make ends meet, really was driving me to the chiropractor every week to get adjusted. I wasn't sitting well. I was just tired and worn out, and driving an hour each way to a studio to teach and hope that I could make enough money in commission to treat myself for that manicure, treat myself for what I wanted that weekend. So I decided to take a switch back in careers, get into marketing, and that was a job that I thought I would enjoy for the income, but I ended up not liking it at all for the reasons of being there. So the commute was terrible, the office dynamic was terrible, and as a result, I was steering to Dunkin' Donuts every morning to get a coffee, to get a donut, to treat my coworkers to a pack of donuts and leave it out on the table, and that was backfiring on me and my 5'5" frame, loading 20 pounds of donuts on my body. So I wanted to make a change. After our birthday and that big celebration, I got engaged, and I decided I could not look like that on my wedding day. So it was time to get in shape. I tried one of those quick fixes. I didn't see anything happen. I was like, where's that result in 30 days? So my coach, Jeanette, who is a sorority sister that I had known for years, reached out and said, hey, why don't you give this a shot? And at that point, I had spent hundreds of dollars on online ebooks with the fitness program, and I printed it out. It collected dust. I wasted paper, and I didn't use it at all. But Jeanette said, Amanda, try it. I did the workout program. I started to lose a little bit weight here and there. I didn't stick to my portions or my containers to a T, but I liked the shake. I liked that I could have a milkshake and not feel guilty about it because it was so delicious. So about a month in, she's like, you're doing great. You post on social media anyways, and you tell people about your life and what you like or don't like. So why not get paid for it? So I started to do it just for fun, just as a hobby. And I said, well, if Jeanette's been doing it for like 4 years and I love her, I trust her, it's working for her, she's had amazing results, why not me? Why not try it and at least get the discount? So I did. I was doing it. I actually printed out my whole document of coach manual programs and said, all right, well, I'll read through it on my lunch break or here and there in my office. And I ended up focusing and saying, okay, I can do this here and there a little bit each day. So I started focusing on the things that we do as a coach and the things that are really instilled, like personal development. On my hour drive to that horrible job that I hated, I would listen to personal development. And it started to really shift my mindset. and to say, well, I can start my day on a much happier note, listening to something positive and motivating versus the radio station pranking some guy because his girlfriend did whatever. So that was a big thing that clicked in my head of, this works. This is really working. It's helping me be a better person. So that was one step that I took. And one morning I was driving to that job after a long week, working overtime, working events, and just being on the road. I had a pep in my step from that personal development, and they let me go. Like me, I'm an overachiever. I was president of everything. I was the captain of the cheerleading squad. I have a master's degree, and they let me go. So I was like, what? So I sat there very calmly, and I was like, okay, packed my bag, took my stuff, and I left. And I was like, all right. I called my mom. I went, and I was driving straight towards the nail salon because I knew that would be my last trip for a while. And then I called my coach. I said, Jeanette, I think I'm ready to run with this full time. And she's like, what happened? What's going on? Are you okay? And I said, I am great. I listened to Eric Thomas this morning, and I'm ready to run. Let's go. So that was the day where I said, I don't have a plan B. I don't want to look for another job that I hate just for the income. And I said, I'm going to make this work for me. So I showed up the next day. I set office hours. I said, what can I do to make a difference in my business so that I'm working for me? The fate is in my hands of when I want to work, where I want to work. If I'm getting ready for the wedding and I don't want to miss an appointment or miss a meeting or planning, what can I do so I don't have to say I can't afford that because I lost my job? So that was something that pushed me to go a little bit further in my business, was that turning point of leaving the job I wanted to, but I didn't think I had the power to. So that was given to me then. So it's been over a year since that happened. That happened like November 2016. And that was the biggest blessing ever, to leave that job and to take my team and take my focus full into my business. I really stepped up my game in social media and decided that posting here and there isn't going to do any difference, but I have to make myself a brand. I have to create something that identifies me. So if you see me on social media, you probably know I'm obsessed with pineapples and flamingos and my dogs, but my team, Fit as Flock, has welcomed over 275 women that are focused solely on fulfilling their lives and helping their health and wellness story create a different chapter in their life, of saying that because of this workout program, I'm working to get pregnant, or I'm feeling confident after having my fourth or fifth child. And at that point, they are able to take the power in their hands and say, I can write my own chapter. I don't have to rely on a trainer at the gym or another schedule or someone to watch my kids. I am not going to rely on excuses. And it's the same thing for our business. If you want something, if you see that dream, and I have my vision board next to me, I look at it every day when I'm working and say, what am I working towards today? What is on my vision and goal board? Then I know that my team can see success too. And I know that if you come into this business and you see that vision and you have that fire inside you, like you don't have a plan B, or you want to work for that manicure because it's not in your budget, then that is going to push you that much further. So over the past year, we've put our focus head forward and said, we want to be a top team, and we have pushed ourselves to that level, and we're not stopping until we get there, and we are not stopping once we get there. So it just takes showing up daily, committing to the basics, not reinventing the wheel, not thinking you have to overthink things, but think about those daily things you're already doing: drinking a shake, doing a workout, talking to your friends about a restaurant you like or don't like, and talking about it on social media. That's the basics of it. Talk to people. This is a human reaction and a human interaction with our business of what we can do to help build each other up to live a healthy and fulfilling life.
Damn, Gina. Wow. And like, right?
Like thundering here, so there's like dramatic effects in the background, lightning, thunder.
Jeez. So, like, it seems like there's a theme going on tonight of turning points, and I will say I think may have a similarity with Jesse. And one of the turning points in my life was my son being diagnosed autistic, and it was actually that event which most people might see as a negative, and while at the time seemed like a negative, it's what unleashed my potential to do more with my life. I realized then, and I saw then, that I was no longer an attorney, I was his mom. And I say it all the time, and I say it with 100% conviction, that this opportunity gave me those vision goggles. It's what put on those glasses and said, Christina, it's your time to come home to take care of your son and to be the mom you were meant to be, not the attorney you were meant to be, but, impact those that matter most in life. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Jessie, who is part of Team Drop the Cookie, who is a fairly new coach. She can tell her story, but I will say that she has achieved in a very short time a whole lot. When I asked Liz to give me a little blurb about Jessie, it seemed that they were cyber stalking each other for quite some time. And Liz says that she, in watching Jessie be a positive light despite, her son, Ian, being diagnosed autistic, that she knew that she was going to make a big difference in the world. She was going to make a big impact, but she held back until Jessie was ready. And so with that said, Jessie has been ready since she joined as a coach, and she's absolutely killing it. And I want her to share her story with you.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So I am Jessie, and I'm super honored to be here with these inspirational women that I look up to so much. I'm just going to dive right in. My story is kind of long. So I'm Jessie. I'm married to my college sweetheart for 6 years now. We have a 2-year-old son, Ian, and I was a diagnostic medical sonographer. So I worked in the medical field for about 6 years. I was actually very passionate about it. I liked my job. I don't have the typical story where people hated their jobs and wanted to leave. So, but I'm going to start with my journey with health and fitness. So that started about 4 or 5 years ago. A coworker talked me into doing a fitness competition with her. So I became a fitness competitor, and I actually won my competition. My first competition, became a bikini champion. And I was the perfect example, though, of somebody who physically looked fit and healthy, but wasn't. So my backstory was, when I first got into it, I was very naive. I didn't know anything about it. I paid a very well-known coach a lot of money to make up a meal plan for me, exercise regimen, and I was slowly killing myself. I was eating less than 900 calories a day, eliminating complete food groups. I was working out 2+ hours a day, fasted cardio in the morning, going to work all day on my feet, coming back, lifting heavy for 30 minutes, and then a cardio again, like for another hour. It was ridiculous. So with all of that, actually after my competition, I dealt with infertility for 2 years because of all the hormone imbalances that happened from that strenuous competition diet and regimen. And we spent thousands of more dollars on fertility medications, procedures, even surgeries. And we finally got pregnant, and I did not transition well to motherhood because my son had colic very bad. He would be inconsolable all day, all night, screaming, and we spent the first 2 months of his life in and out of hospitals. He had acid reflux really bad. He had dairy intolerances. I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong. So I actually put my resignation into my work. I was supposed to have my 12 weeks off, but I thought it was unfair that I didn't get to enjoy my baby. So I stayed home, and the worst offender was my son would not sleep. I mean, newborns are supposed to sleep all the time. My son was maybe napping about 10-15 minutes a day and up every half hour at night. Everybody said, oh, you know, that's normal, it'll go away. Well, month after month, it didn't. And no matter what, we tried sleep training, everything, nothing worked. I had really bad exhaustion, like severe exhaustion, not your typical exhausted mom with a newborn. So by 7-8 months, I was actually like hallucinating, getting delusional, and to the point where I was thinking horrible thoughts. I wanted to harm him, harm myself, and I broke down. I knew I had to call my midwife and get help. And she told me and diagnosed me with postpartum depression with psychosis and postpartum anxiety, because I was also getting panic attacks at night. So she sent me to a specialist because I'm someone that I do not want to be on any medications, no pills. She didn't want to put me on antidepressants. So I saw a doctor who ran all these tests on me and found out that I had severe adrenal fatigue back from when I competed. And so the damage was still there, and my hormones were still all out of whack. My cortisol levels were depleted. So I was not handling stress well at all. My body was just shocked. So the cure for that is rest. And I wasn't sleeping. So he just had me on some herbal medicine. And until my son started sleeping at a year was when I started to feel like myself again. So things were looking up. I actually went back to work. And fast forward to October of last year, my son was diagnosed with autism. So when things were going up, they came crashing right back down. And our whole world flipped upside down. He was only 18 months. So this is really early. And they just were talking about getting him in every single intervention or early intervention. So speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, everything. And I had to quit my job again. So we lost an income, and he was my priority. I decided to stay home with him. And I just found myself, getting depressed again and eating bad, and I wasn't working out, and I just couldn't keep up with life and with him and managing his schedule. And so I just thought, enough is enough. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to go down that road again. So that's where Beachbody came in. And I'm going to backtrack a little because my girlfriend and I bought 21 Day Fix from Elizabeth after we had our babies. My friend did it. I did not. I was like telling Elizabeth every excuse in the book. I'm too tired. She knew about all the issues with my son. I said that I'm a gym rat. I can't get in shape for the home workout. I don't need Shakeology. I have a protein shake. So every excuse, the pyramid scheme, everything, I just was not about it. But aside from that, we continued communication. We had a lot in common. We befriended each other essentially, and that lasted 2 years. So once I hit that breaking point again, I reached out to her and I was like, Liz, I'm ready. I'm going to do it this time. And I did the 21 Day Fix. I wasn't in a challenge group. I just did it myself. I did the Shakeology. I used the containers. And from a fitness background, this is all laid out so easy for you guys. You have no freaking idea how easy it is. Like, it's foolproof. Like, so I did it to a T, got amazing results, but not just physical, my mental and emotional state just completely transformed. I felt like myself again. And I decided to be a coach. I wanted to tell everybody about this. And I did. And within a month, I reached Diamond. So I am just getting started. I have huge dreams and goals with this business, not only to provide for my family and give my son the best life I can possibly do, but to, it lit that fire inside of me again for health and fitness. And I want to help, that's my duty to help other people. And, in my mind, like, everybody I bring onto my team, like, I'm changing a life, and my life, has a purpose again. So that's why I'm doing this. And honestly, the only regret I have was not doing this sooner. I should have done this 2 years ago. So if you even have an inkling or any thought at all about doing this, just do it. Like, seriously, what are you waiting for? Because just like jump and do this. But that's my story, and I'm so happy I could share it with you guys. I hope you found it inspiring.
It was very inspiring, Jessie, and I'm happy I got to hear it directly from you. One thing that you said, there's a lot of things that stuck out. Certainly, we do have that connection of our sons both being diagnosed early at 18 months, and understanding all of that and all that comes with that emotionally, physically, etc. You said that you basically went all in to the fitness program and Shakeology, like to the process. You bought into the process. You built that passion, and then you were like, I have to share this with everybody. And I when I look at Amanda, when I look at Jessica, when I look at Monica, like, they did that too. And so I'm encouraging everyone to really take that to heart that's listening, that go all in on your fitness journey. Go all in with Shakeology. Go on and build up that passion for the products and the business. I don't like to ever use the word easy, because a business that can be so financially rewarding should never be easy. It should come with a price of hard work and hustle and all that. But it almost becomes more organic, more natural, right? Because it oozes out of your system that you love it so much. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Jessica. There's nobody that can tell her story as well as she can, you guys. She's a huge inspiration, also from Team Drop the Cookie, also a fairly new coach who is just slaying, who has done so well in the business that corporate even asked her to talk on our national team training calls on Monday mornings. Like, incredible stuff here, you guys. Pay close attention, because she's gonna knock your socks off.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you, guys. Again, so stoked to be here with you. Sorry, my California sunshine is coming through my window at an awkward time. But so I'll introduce myself just a little bit and tell you who I am. My name's Jessica Lanier. If you find me on Facebook, it's under Jessica Angelina. Don't think I'm a different person. I am actually a full-time RN still. It's my goal. One of my Beachbody goals is to get out of that, because I'm currently working out of prison, which is a very unconventional job, especially for a nurse, right? You go into nursing to help people, and then so working in a prison is different for sure. But I currently do that full time. I'm married to my stud of a husband who's been super supportive. I'm very thankful for that throughout this whole journey. And I have a 1.5-year-old, and we actually are 13 weeks pregnant with our next baby boy. So he is the size of a peach right now, and just super excited about that. It's funny, because the last time that we did one of these live coach sneak peeks, I was texting Liz, and I surprised her right before. I didn't realize she was going to talk, and I texted her. I said, by the way, I should tell you I'm pregnant now. And then you introduced her like, Liz, it's your turn to talk. And I was like, oh, shoot, bad timing. So it's just a fun flashback from last month. But yeah, so we're super stoked about that. I just turned 30 years old 10 days ago, so I'm super stoked about my 30s. I'm determined to make it the best decade yet. And I started as a Beachbody coach just under 16 months ago. And it's been an incredible journey. So to tell you guys kind of how I got started and what really lit my fire, you need to know a little bit about my backstory, my background. And what I love about, all the coaches on this call, and then if you research the top 10 coaches or anyone who's really having success as a coach, you'll find that they all had a turning point, or they all had something in their life that developed their character that was difficult. And that's really encouraging, because I found that, character development is such, we all talk about personal development, and having that character development is so important and essential. And you'll find it in all of the successful people, because they have a matured perspective on life, and they have that resilience and that just determination to make a positive, take a negative and turn it into a positive. So for me, I had a couple points in my life, but really where it started, where I realized my passion in life, was at 11 years old. So it was pretty young for me. Basically on my 11th birthday, my dad and I were driving home from my softball practice that was an hour away, and to make it a special daddy-daughter date, he took me on his motorcycle. And 10 minutes from home, we were hit by a drunk driver. And we were both knocked unconscious and medified to 2 different trauma centers, both with bad diagnoses. Told my mom got the phone call, hey, neither of them are going to make it through the night. You might want to come down. My poor mom, I can't imagine what she went through at that time. And obviously I made it, because I'm here today, but it was a really long journey for me. For the first week, I was on life support and in a coma. I started to come out of my coma. but I couldn't walk for a year. My entire left leg was smashed between the motorcycle and the truck, and it took 7 surgeries for me to be able to walk again and to save my leg. Thankfully, I can still do all my squats with 22-minute hardcore and have no problems with my legs. So I'm super thankful for that, and that God gave me a second chance at life. But early on, I had a passion for helping people. Like, my medical experiences, both positive and negative, gave me that. I realized from a very young age, I'm going to help people. I want to be a healer. Fast forward 2 weeks from 2 or 3 weeks from the motorcycle accident, and I found out, I got the news that my dad had passed away from a medical malpractice case that we didn't really know at the time, but we found out later. So that was a huge, monumental time in my life where I had to kind of decide, am I going to let this make me a victim and define me? Am I going to choose to be that person that has daddy issues or whatever you want to call it? Am I going to choose to let this destroy me, or am I going to use that as a motivation? Am I going to learn how to get stronger from this and use that to connect with people? I didn't think that way as an 11-year-old, but I'm so thankful that God gave me the strength at that point in my life to do that, because that was the path that I chose. A year later, I was able to throw out the first pitch at a softball game from my wheelchair, and I went on to play college softball, and that was just kind of my personality that developed from that. So that healer in me came from those experiences. I wanted to really reach people in their darkest moments because I had been there, and I realized how powerful that person could be because I had those people in my life. So fast forward to college, I decided to become a registered nurse because I thought that this is how I'm going to fulfill my passion. And I went to 4-year nursing school, did all the right things, was friggin' stressed out throughout the entire 4 years. And I tried doing college softball and nursing at the same time, even though everybody told me you can't really do that. And I said, watch me, I'm going to, I'm a superwoman. You don't know me. And then I was like, yeah, you guys are right. I probably shouldn't have done that. Having heart problems as a, 19-year-old is probably not a good thing. So I actually ended up I had severe adrenal issues from the stress I was putting myself through. And I ended up being very sick throughout college. And I went to doctor after specialist, well, we think you might have a brain tumor. Well, you need to go to, a gastroenterologist. You need to go to endocrinologist. You need to go to all these specialists. And all I was asking them was, can you just tell me what's wrong with me? No, but we need more blood work for the 25th time. Okay, but can you tell me what's wrong with me? You're a doctor. You're supposed to know. Well, we don't know. You just have the estrogen levels of a 55-year-old woman and you're only 20. Okay, well, what can cause that? That's the way my brain works. Well, we don't really know. And so I started realizing and going through my clinicals that nursing is very rewarding, but it wasn't where I was going to get my fulfillment because Western medicine was failing me. And I wasn't really able to connect with people. I found a lot of Band-Aid solutions that was just, we'll give you medication for this stomach ulcer, but we're not going to teach you how to fix it. And so after college, I continued to get really sick. And I'm going to fast forward 7 years, a very long time, where I went through my own healing journey. I studied integrative medicine and homeopathy and acupuncture and Chinese herbs. And I went back to school to become a certified health coach because I found that health coaching was something where I could actually connect with people. I could actually ask them questions and, be more of a detective and a resource for them to say, I'm so frustrated. My doctor's not telling me anything. Can you help me? Yeah, let's do some research together. And I loved that. So 7 years after that, I had just had my first son, who's now 1.5 years. That's when I started my Beachbody journey. I had a relatively uncomplicated pregnancy, except for the end. 10 weeks before I was due, I was put on bed rest for preterm labor issues from stress. So that was horrible. Like, I'm a very active person, and you would think that having to lay on a bed and watch your favorite TV shows would be awesome, and it gets super old when you're told you have to. So that drove me crazy, and it also created a lot of back issues for me. So after I became a health nut throughout those 7 years. I was able to have an amazing natural labor and delivery. I had a water birth, and it was really epic, super awesome. But I realized a few days after my son was born that I could barely hold him, and I couldn't bend down to put him in his crib because my lower back hurt so bad. It was excruciating, and I had no strength in my back. And so I thought, well, maybe this is just a complication for pregnancy. Everybody told me, Jessica, enjoy being skinny now. You're never going to get your body back after you have your baby. And I was like, oh gosh, people, everybody's haters going to hate, whatever. But I was thinking, like, maybe this is true. What's happening to me? I can't even do a lunge. I feel like my pelvis is going to break. That's how I felt at the time. So I went to the chiropractor, did x-rays, and found out that I have a moderate to severe degenerative disc in my lower back. And when I said, okay, I'm a very solutions-oriented person, what can I do about it? Well, you can't really do anything about it. I said, next answer, please. I do not accept that. And really, they're like, well, the way that, degenerative discs work is you can't really ever heal them. And so I went home really defeated. And it was very shortly after that I saw my coach, Liz Hartkey, post her before and after pictures from being in the 22-minute hardcore test group. And this is what's so crazy. Liz and I at that point had been Facebook friends for 3 years, and I had no idea who she was. I don't ever remember seeing a Facebook post or anything from her, but I was meant to see that picture and that post that day because she had just had Jack, her first son, and she was going through her postpartum journey. And it was so inspiring to me. So I had no idea who this girl was, but I was like, I'm going to be friends with her and I want her abs. So I messaged her, and that day I ordered my challenge pack, and I was so excited and I was determined, and I really had that determination of I am going to get better. I'm going to get my body back. And not only am I going to get my body back, I'm going to be stronger than I was before I ever got pregnant. And I did. So coaching wise, I registered as a discount coach. Like pretty much everyone here has said, I did not want to be an active coach. I didn't think I had the time, right? I had a new baby. I was going back to work in a couple months. And to be honest, I was kind of snobby. Like, Beachbody coaching's a little below me. Like, I'm a registered nurse and I'm a certified health coach. I tried running my own business, and yeah, it was horrible, but that's kind of where I was. And so, I registered a discount coach. Before anything got to me in the mail, I was so excited that I told all my friends and family, this is what I'm doing. This is a new program. Look at this mom bod that Liz has. I want what she has. Who wants to do it with me? And I got my mom to sign up. She still signed up as one of my discount coaches. My sister-in-law, my mother-in-law. I had 4 discount coaches signed up within the first week before my challenge pack got to me. I had no idea about Rank, Success Club, how to change your preferred placement. I had all of these things I had no idea about. I was just excited. And that really has never left me, and I think has really been what's helped me grow my business so quickly, is that excitement, because it comes naturally when you're excited about something. And I hadn't even tried it yet. I was excited about Liz's results, and I was determined to get those same results. In 22 minutes a day, anybody can do that. So that's kind of what I did. And then I started realizing, hey, coaching could be kind of cool. And so Liz and I had our first Getting Started Right call. Before we talked, she sent me a couple questions, and she said, I want you to make some goals for me. What are your goals for the next year, 5 years, 10 years? And it's really weird, but sometimes it can actually be really difficult to make goals for yourself if you've never done it before, or if you haven't been intentional about it. And she told me, dream really big, intentionally, bigger than you would normally. And so I thought I was, right? And I'm like, where do I want to be 10 years from now? So, Liz, 10 years from now, I'd like to be making, maybe making 6 figures with Beachbody. And I thought that that was a huge dream for me, you know? So we talked and she's like, sister, like you need to dream a lot bigger. Oh my gosh, like, holy crap, this is possible. I had no idea that this was possible. And so from that point forward, I was totally hooked. You know, I was hooked. I stuck 100% to my program because she said you need to stick 100% to your program because you need to see it, you know, give it a real shot, at least the first time. Give it a true shot. And so I did, and I got amazing results. My back pain eliminated by the 8th week, the end of 22-minute hardcore, which is a huge miracle for me. And my energy was incredible as a new mom, not sleeping, like, and going back to work. I was totally, I didn't have to try. Like I was just sharing my journey. Like all these coaches have told you, just share your journey with people, and it comes naturally when you're excited about something. And so, you know, fast forward to where I'm at now, to where I have a 1.5-year-old, I'm a wife, I'm pregnant, which has had its own energy issues. Thankfully, Shakeology has really helped me through that. And I'm still working full time, but I've been able to grow this business part-time, and I've been able to have quite a bit of success with it. I'm now a 3-star diamond coach, and we just earned our 2nd quarterly bonus, which I'm like, who in the heck gets bonuses from working their normal job? Like the prison doesn't give me bonuses. You know, it's not really the most rewarding job either. And here with Beachbody coaching, I'm able to help. I have helped more people in the last year with their health and like long-term effects than I've ever done in my nursing career. And that to me is like, that's the fulfillment that I need. Like I knew that I needed that. And that's the passion, you know, that I had from when I was 11 years old. I'm getting through Beachbody coaching way more than anything I've ever done in my life. You know, one of the people that my husband works with, he works in a very high stressful investigations job. And one of his coworkers, you know, says, I'm allergic to everything green. I live a very stressful lifestyle. Like my working out is a remote control. And I literally dropped a bag of Greenberry Shakeology on his desk. And I said, do me a favor. This bag is on me. You know, kind of like Christina did with Monica. This bag is on me. You know, it's worth over $100, but I'm willing to give it to you if you promise me to drink it. All I want to know is how you feel. And I knew when you're confident in the quality of something, it goes so far. Like you don't care if you're going to lose out on a couple $100 for someone to change their life. So fast forward, and it's been 45 days since he drank that one bag. He signed up as a discount coach and he's lost 30 pounds. He's like totally sticking to his program, feels like 20 years younger. And everyone in his family is like, are you okay? Like you've lost so much weight. And like that for me as a nurse, as that healer is so incredibly rewarding. And you don't have to have a medical background to give someone a bag of Shakeology. You don't have to have any kind of experience other than you need to experience it yourself. And everything will totally fall into place after that. So I just wanted to encourage you guys that you don't have to have that. And if you have it, that's awesome. You know, it's totally cool to build trust with people. And the people that you're working with, I know a lot of people are afraid of being like, especially in the beginning, I don't want to be a salesperson. You know, I'm not salesy. I'm not either, nor any of these incredible coaches on this call. None of us are out to sell people anything. And that's what makes us really successful, you know, just to connect with people. And one of the most epic things about this business is your customers never pay you a penny. They invest in the products, and the company pays you to teach people how to use their products and how to have success. So all your customers have to do is invest in themselves, and you as their coach, you're just coaching them along to reach their goals. And that's it. And the company pays you and sends you on these incredible luxury vacations for doing a good job at it. So, I mean, really, I don't know why people don't want to do this when they learn all these awesome things. It doesn't really make sense to me. I genuinely like to have conversations with people who don't want to be a Beachbody coach because I'm trying to like understand what don't you like about this incredible income potential and superfoods and feeling epic and going on free luxury vacations? Please do explain that to me. You know, it's very fascinating, but it's such an incredible, incredible opportunity, you know, and now I am set up in a way to where when I go on maternity leave with this baby, I'm not going to have to go back to work. And I'm going to be able to be a full-time coach with my babies at home and not have to worry about who's going to approve my sick time if my kid's sick at home. You know what I mean? And that in itself is so liberating. I wanted to end with one thing, because yesterday somebody asked me what would make a good Beachbody coach. And I was talking with them about it, and I thought this might be something to be good to share with you guys who are thinking, like, would I be good at it? First of all, if you're passionate about people at all, like, you have to kind of like people because you have to talk to them. Or maybe you don't like people, but you want to change our world for the better. You know, you have to work with people. So that is something that is kind of important. So make sure that you're passionate about people, that you like to talk to people, because you do have to do that in this business. Make sure that you're a solutions-oriented person, because there's a lot to learn in the beginning, but be like self-motivated to find those answers, and your coach will be there absolutely to help you along the way. But be driven yourself, because that is how you learn, and that's part of that character development. Be self-initiators. People are patient. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and I know Christina will probably talk more about that. You know, in the first month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you might not earn really anything because it's all based on commissions. But once you hit that, if you're consistent, you hit that 1-year mark. That's the only thing I have personally to compare to. And Liz told me that it compounds. And like, I was blown away at the residual income that happens. So be patient, hard worker, be comfortable with learning to believe in yourself, because you have to in order to be successful. So you have to, even if you don't believe in yourself right now, be comfortable with the idea that you are going to get there, you know, and be humble enough to know that you do need some personal development, because we all do, you know. So that's really helped me, and I'm just super excited to be a part of something so epic that can create so much freedom for my family. So anyways, thank you for listening. I appreciate.
Wow, I think we could like literally just close the call right there, right? Like, thank you, Jessica. That was absolutely phenomenal. You participated last month and completely blew me away. I mean, you blew me away on the National Wake Up Call, and then last month. And people need to hear your story, because you said one word that really stood out to me was excitement. And I could literally it's coming out of your pores, how excited you are about this opportunity. And I know that coaches that come on that are pouring out energy and excitement are the ones that are attracting people to them, you know, and that's you. And I'm just blessed to have, you know, because of Liz, cross paths with you, and continued success and health to your new baby on the way. And you have an amazing story, and I appreciate you 100%. So you guys, we're like totally running out of time here. People, I know they're jazzed up to hear about how you sign up as a coach, and I have to do that. But you guys, please stay on. Please, please, please give me 10 minutes to just tie this all together, so that we can get to some incredible announcements at the end of this call that you guys are going to love, and get you guys started. But I want to do a quick screen share about how you become a coach, right? So if you were to decide to join our teams tonight, which I do believe that, I mean, after hearing Monica and Amanda and Jessie and Jessica and my story and Liz's story, that, I mean, you should be crawling out of your skin at this point. And I always like to say on these calls that this is like the one job opportunity that doesn't require a resume, right? And it's the one job interview that you get to decide whether you say yes to it or not. What I do encourage you to do is to take risks, to take a chance on yourself, because I mean, this opportunity is just growing, you guys. We're in an exciting time. You'll see if you follow your coach and our coaches and our teams that just in 2 weeks, we're going to be in New Orleans at a big event, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun, where we're going to finally get the Shift Shop program, a new program that we're going to be able to do starting on July 13th. And then just a couple months after that, we are expanding, you guys. We are expanding into the United Kingdom. So right now, our opportunity is only in the United States and Canada. right? We have been slow and deliberate in expanding internationally because we want to do it right. And finally, we are ready, and we're ready to grow our businesses and our teams in the United Kingdom. You guys, that is crazy. Like, I'm like crawling out of my skin with excitement about this. So allow yourself to think big. Take Jessica's advice and Liz's advice. Where do you see your life 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and then double it and triple it, because that is the kind of dreaming that you should be able to have. You should be able to do that and live the life that you deserve to live, right? Don't get comfortable with life. You can do something about your situation. So if you were to say yes tonight and you have not gone through a challenge group, right? You don't have your Shakeology and you haven't been set up with Beachbody On Demand, I would highly suggest that you speak to your coach about the All Access Challenge Pack. So I love this image because it gives you like the two ways, right? The old way is paying, let's say, a personal trainer $100 an hour. You have to do, meal plans and shopping lists, $75. You have to pay for the fitness programs, a gym membership, maybe a real meal replacement shake. You have, all these things, right? You can do Beachbody On Demand, or you can buy all of our fitness programs separate. Buying them separate, literally you'll spend $6,000 in buying P90X and Insanity and 21 Day Fix and 22 Hardcore and all of those programs. Or right, let me just pitch you on the All Access Challenge Pack. You can sign up with Beachbody On Demand. That comes with a year subscription. You'll get all of our fitness programs, including the Shift Shop, which is coming out on July 13th. You're going to get Sean Week that just came out, 2 weeks ago, you guys? Any future programs that come out this year, you're going to get those, plus our whole entire catalog of programs. So if you've been thinking of doing the 21 Day Fix, that's included. If you've been thinking about doing 22 Hardcore or Hammer and Chisel or whatever, you get that in the year subscription of Beachbody On Demand. You also get the Portion Fix program, which is what you see there, the containers. It is pretty much based on the 21 Day Fix Extreme meal plan. It's what Jessie was talking about that really taught her proper nutrition so that she can eat healthy and balanced. It's what all of us pretty much use on a daily basis. And you'll get your Shakeology for $160. It is on sale right now. And if you choose to do the All Access Challenge Pack, you will be able to sign up for free as a coach. So your initial investment will solely be the $160. So clearly that is the way to go. So in closing, I don't have time to go through kind of those preconceived notions that people have about this opportunity. And I don't think I need to, because Monica covered them, Jessica covered them, Amanda covered them, and Jessie covered them, right? We've all been there. We didn't have time. We thought this was a scam, a get-rich-quick scheme, all that jazz. Those are common mistakes people make when they think about this opportunity. All of them are made up in one's head. This is an opportunity that's real, that's available to anybody, anyone with excitement and passion for helping others, like Jessica said. And tonight, you guys, we hope that, number one, you've listened. Number two, that you open your eyes to a different way of life. And number three, that you start setting bigger goals for your life and for the future, and use this opportunity as the catalyst to accomplish those things. We have something special, though, to announce. Number one, all of our new coaches that come out of this sneak peek party group on Facebook, number one, you're going to get recognized as a new coach in our page, and we love to blow it up with brand new coaches. So I'd love to see who's going to be the first coach to sign up tonight so that we can put your picture up there and welcome you to either Diesel Nation or Team Drop the Cookie. But we're also going to set a separate training for any coach that signs up. Because of this call, the first 50 coaches to come on board to our teams are going to go into a training together so that we can all start building our businesses together. So we hope that you are part of that 50. If you are 51, we'll include you too. Don't worry. But you guys, take a chance, take a risk, and say yes tonight. I have to give it up to my co-host tonight who blew it out of the water. You guys killed it. Let's celebrate them on the Facebook page, and have a great night. Let's do this. Let's change the world one person at a time. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.